This is Jackrabbit Journal talking South Dakota State University football, and the Jackrabbits go 1-0 this week. They beat Missouri State. They just kind of took their sweet time getting around to finishing this game off, Hank.
Indeed, they certainly did. It took a little bit for the Jackrabbits to really get a few things figured out and to really just to come together as a group and decide that, hey, we know what we need to do. We need to get ourselves lined up, and we need to do our jobs in every single play. And eventually they worked that out after talking about it at halftime, perhaps, and were able to get it done.
Finally did get it done. One big story was the Jackrabbit defense, especially, as you said, in the second half. The Jacks allowed just 80 yards on 33 plays in the second half, 2.4 yards per play. And Stig says they just made it simple. They didn't blitz, played their position, attacked on the run, and just didn't worry about not making the tackle. They were just set on coming up and flying up and making the tackle.
Yeah, it really got settled down in the second half. Not sure where the jitters came from. They've been on some big stages this year early on. But it just, quite frankly, wasn't their best football. They weren't playing that well, and they found a way to refocus as a group and come out and execute in the second half. And you have to be excited as a fan, as an alum, for what you saw for a young football team to be able to be down the way that they were and yet find a way to come out with a win. That's a big confidence builder, a big galvanizing effort.
The defense was really good. Another big story was the quarterback change that the Jacks made in the second quarter. After Zach Lujan threw that interception, he was pulled for the next series. Tyler Finnis came in at quarterback in a move that surprised pretty much everybody in the stadium.
Kind of surprised me, but I mean, whoever's in, we're gonna run the play that's called. It's not like all of a sudden things stop. So in that sense, there's a little initial surprise, but then business as usual.
Zach Lujan broke us down, and to symbolically bench him for a series, and then him go back in and play with the poise he did. It wasn't perfect, but nobody is. I'm really proud of him.
All right, it was a bizarre thing to watch for that stretch in the second quarter when the Jacks were turning it over and switching quarterbacks. You didn't know what was going on.
No, we really didn't. And it was unique for this program as well, because it's not very often you see a guy, Stig make a call, we're going to yank a guy for performance. So we perhaps thought maybe he had gotten nicked or some kind of an injury. But regardless, it ended up working out in the end. Kid comes back in and gets the job done.
All right, end of the day, Lujan does come back, lead him to the victory. But what really was the plan there? Would it have been different if Finnis had not thrown that interception? Intriguing questions. We'll talk about that later. Coach Stig will take you through the big plays of the first half when we come back.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by Billionauto.com.
There was a lot of drama in this football game on Saturday. The Jacks look awful on offense at the beginning. Missouri State takes a 3-score lead. The Jacks get desperate enough to change quarterbacks. The fans get all fidgety in the first half of this game, but it works out in the end. Here is Stig with the first half.
We're playing without some discipline, and we're not taking care of the football. But I am really happy that we didn't think back to last week and go, oh no, here it goes again. We went in at halftime and came back and played some great football.
Yeah, it had some eerie similarities, and we'll get to that. But you guys come out, you win the toss here, take the football. Is that a little different strategy in this game?
Well, no. If the wind would have been a little stronger, we may have deferred, but we didn't. We chose to take the football here. We run power, get a hat on everybody, get 10 yards, and they max blitz here, and get the ball to Zenner, which is always a good plan. And he gets us a first down.
Yeah, he touched it the first 6 plays, I think. That was you want to get it in his hands early, right?
Well, we do. And here you see us playing some good defense. They ran an option, really had no pitch relationship there, so it made it easier on us. But our guys came out and played really good defense, I think, for the whole football game.
Yeah, really. The numbers bear that out, too. Jerian Butler here. Nice return on a punt. Good to see.
Well, that always occurs. You see guys blocking people, other than this fat guy that Jerian runs into and doesn't want to tackle him. But, that's part of the play. But Jerian has a knack in punt returns to read it and kind of weave his way through.
And you do get to the lead in the football game. Justin Sirvakis 7 of 8 on field goals now on the season.
Justin is, again, the one he missed was a really strong win. He's a really good field goal kicker.
All right, they had 5 sacks in the football game, one here on a third down. And next play here, it's a short punt, but not just a short punt out of the end zone makes it even worse and gives them a short field, the thing you've been dealing with in the last 5 or 6 quarters.
Yeah, this is Ethan Sawyer is a better punter than that. He had a great week in punting, and he kicks it in the wind. It kind of comes straight down and then bounces their direction. So, but we have to respond. It doesn't matter where they get the football. We have to respond.
And that's tough to tell your defense, though, isn't it? It'd be nice to make them go the length of the field, right?
We practice that. We practice the turnover or the bad field position to go out and kind of bow your neck and get ready to play. And here you see the result. We did not do it. They get the touchdown.
All right, they get out to a 7-3 lead here at the end of the first quarter. And next possession, though, we're going to see a beautiful connection between two guys that seem to have a good connection, Lujan to Jake Winneke.
Well, Jake is such a big target, has unbelievable hands and body control. And Zach buys some time there. And you can see Jake here when he's able to not have to dance. He is a very fast, big man. A big play for the Jackrabbits.
Just the start of a huge game for Jake Winneke, 78 yards there. And Jack's lead at 10-7. But the ensuing drive here on the third down, Malik Earl is going to pick up 25 yards. And then Kiera Harris, kind of talk about how he makes this little fake like he's going to throw it. Most of the time he was thinking run all the way, wasn't he?
Well, I think he's probably taught when he sees man-to-man type defenses to go ahead and run because he's such a good athlete. He's those kind of guys give us problem in space. And here you see him not have any problems because we don't have anybody to tackle him. We read the play action, didn't read the pointer, the guy that takes you to the ball, and really we're 2 guys short in that play. Really embarrassing, honestly.
All right, that's the one long drive Missouri State had, though. They go up 14-10, but bad throw here by Lujan's intercepted.
Bad throw, bad formation. He put the formation trips into the short side. There are reasons to do that sometimes, but normally it's to throw to the wide side. He puts it in and throws it in, and just he wasn't responding to adversity. Here you see Harris again isolate us. Melvin can tackle him in the open field. He just missed the tackle.
Tough guy to bring down out in the open like that, though. 21-10 Missouri State, and then you make a quarterback change here. Tyler Finnis comes in.
Well, we did that for a couple reasons. To give Tyler a chance, and unfortunately he throws an interception, but also to calm Zach Lujan down and say, just watch for a little while and see what happens.
All right, they will get another short field here, go 15 yards on a drive. Another Kalen Crowder 2-yard run. It's 28-10. Shades, as you said, of last week, getting down early at Illinois State. But Jack's come back here at the end of the first half, and Lujan back in at quarterback, and he makes a very nice play here to avoid trouble and hook up with Jason Schneider.
Yeah, just, again, both those receivers, big targets. You can find them when you're scrambling around. And great effort by Zach Lujan to be able to get away and buy some time and find the open player.
And then Zenner for 21 yards.
Again, those are not easy yards. He had to make 3 guys miss before that guy ran him down. 31's a really good football player. For them, 31's an excellent football player for us.
Yeah, he had a great game. Nothing was easy for Zach Zenner. And then 3rd and 6 here, Lujan to Winneke for a first down. And then about 4 plays later exactly, Lujan to Winneke for a touchdown just before the half.
Well, this is really a nice play. He had Schneider on the other side. With those 2 big guys, you can kind of throw it up and say a prayer, and most of the time good things happen. But that was a huge score for us at the end of the halftime.
28-17, Missouri State in the lead at the half. And each team, it's not like your defense played terrible in that first half. Each team ran 31 plays. You guys outgained them in that first half, held them to 169 yards, but the short field again was trouble.
You can take a stat sheet, look at 161 yards, and say 28 points and say something's wrong. All right, maybe it's special team scores, maybe it's a fumble in the end zone, but that is not the norm. When you think about driving the field 70 yards for a touchdown, and they got 4 touchdowns and 160 yards, something was wrong.
All right, 28-17 at half. And the quarterback switch again, just talk about that briefly again. Tyler Finnis came in. Was the idea for just that possession, or could it have been different had he not thrown that interception?
No, I think it could have been more. And the rationale, again, was to calm Zach down. Part of that is our fault. We had given Zach a number of things in the game plan that he had to make checks. In practice, it's different. In the game, I think we overloaded him a little bit. We took some of that away in the second half. We played better.
But it's not just the obvious things we see, as you said, the interceptions. There's other little mental mistakes that go into that.
Formations into the short side of the field. We signal in numbers. If you flip a couple numbers, you get a whole different play. Sometimes you get a play you can't run out of the formation. So it's just calming a guy down.
Well, after a very shaky first half offensively, Tom, it was good to see the Jackrabbits were able to establish some rhythm at the end in that last drive, 2-minute offense, go down the field, put some much-needed points on the board for some much-needed momentum going into half.
All right, back with the second half with Coach Stig when we return.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by BillionAuto.com.
Welcome back. Missouri State leads the Jacks 28-17 at the half, but after 3 straight lousy quarters by the Jackrabbits, you kind of thought that they were due to get it together, and they did. Here's Stig.
We made a call that really simplified some things for our guys, kind of one of those deals where you just do your job in this area, and it calmed our guys down. One of their big plays in that game is we blitzed and they picked us. We didn't do that in the second half. And so I think it was just simplified it and said, go ahead and play. And like we talked earlier, when you have confidence and you make some plays, you feel like you're a better player. And you're the same guy, but you're playing as a unit, playing great defense.
All right, we're going to see one of those guys you're talking about here make a play early in the second half. Nick Mears comes up and makes a nice play for you here.
Nick had a really good football game. We were minus one of our safeties. Jake Gentile was not able to play because of an injury, so Mears got some more reps and really filled that role and has been a starter for us off and on.
Yeah, he had 8 solo tackles in the game here. Chase Kern makes a play here. This kid looks like a player.
He is, and he's a true freshman. I guarantee in 2 games he'll be much better just because of experience and butterflies and all that stuff. And what a neat deal for him to make that play in the game.
Next Jack's possession here. Lujan to Schneider. 38 yards, and then at the end of the play here, tell us what happens.
Well, a huge play by Jason because he had to come back, had to really steal the ball from the DB, and just excited. And I don't think that's spiking the ball, but we got called for a 15-yard penalty, and it was a devastating penalty. But you know what? I want guys to play with emotion.
Yes.
If that's what happens, I'm going to have to live with it.
Yes. All right. Jack's back up after that penalty, as you said. Lujan sacked here again. 5 sacks in the ball game, but overcome that. And then coming up here, 3rd and 6 for Missouri State. Dallas Brown and Jimmy Forsythe screaming up to the football this time.
Yeah, now he's throwing that swing pass because we've got great coverage downfield, and so that's what you want to do. You want to have guys in front of you, catch the ball, rally to the ball, and make a play.
All right, 3rd and 12 here. Winnicky right in front of you. Great catch.
Yeah, unbelievable catch. He has so much skill, but the negative there, what you said, we don't want to be in 3rd and 12. We don't want to have to try to convert those.
Well, you were 1st and 20 a lot of times, so 3rd and 12 didn't seem that bad. Lujan, this is 3rd and 30 here, and he kind of just chucks it up there.
Again, it's against the wind. He doesn't have a rocket arm. Throw it on the line, throw it to a guy and see if he can get it, but don't throw it up for an interception.
All right, again, the defense, though, picks him up. Harris. At one point, Harris had 9 carries, just 21 yards in the second half. And they get a first down here, but not until late in the 3rd quarter. And the defense will come up again. Trey Carr is going to make a play coming up from the cornerback.
Yeah, this is a play we hadn't seen before, tight end screen. And Trey does a nice job of coming off the block. Jesse Bobbitt came off the block. We had good pursuit there. It fit the ball, fit the play really well. All
right, still 28-7. There was no scoring in the 3rd quarter. So we go to the 4th here, and Zenner goes back to work. And again, there was nothing easy for him all night.
No, they had a lot of guys for the run, and why do Jake and Jason have all those catches? Because there was a lot of one-on-one coverage. They were playing run on Zach Zenner. But here's another great play by Lujan, buying some time, finding Winnicky.
Yeah, good throw there. And then 2 plays later, 26-yard touchdown. This was pretty.
This is really nice. And again, we had an unblocked guy. Winnicky goes down there and celebrates with the emergency guys, the ambulance guys. But he's going to make a lot of plays for redshirt freshmen. He's playing some good football.
8 catches, 3 touchdowns for Winnicky. And then 2-point conversion here. Big Schneider goes up and gets it. It's 28-25. Missouri State still in the lead here early on in the 4th quarter. And then the defense we're going to see again here TJ Lally, and just guys making decisions to go make a tackle and just doing it, right?
Yeah, just playing with confidence, playing full speed. Don't lose contain there, but if you do, rally the ball. Look at all the blue jerseys there. And we'll go back to the 2-point play. That was huge in this game in terms of the point differential, how it played out. It was a big play for us.
All right, 3rd and 9 here. Lujan to Schneider up the sideline, pick up a first down there. And then 2 plays later here, Zach Zenner is going to sneak out over the right side for 34 yards.
Now, what you don't see in this play is they're not lined up. We went quick huddle, and Coach Eidsness, our offensive coordinator, pushed Zach Lujan to get the ball going quicker, and consequently we get a huge play from Zenner. Really thought he got into the end zone there. We got a 6-inch penalty because of where we were. But big play.
And give Zach a little time to recover. He comes back in here. Touchdown for Zach Zenner. 27 carries, 149 yards. And you guys are in the lead with just under 8 minutes to go at 32-28.
Yeah, and the way our defense is playing, I think at this point in the game, we felt like we're going to win this football game. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
One of the most excitable kids you will ever see, Melvin Tavares, making an interception.
Too excited. Leave your helmet on the field. Celebrate with your teammates. Don't elevate yourself. And we got some guys talking to him there, but huge play in the game again.
All right. After that Tavares interception, going to see one last Missouri State chance. Not over yet. Burton gets 17 there on a 3rd down play, and then they get 3rd and 3 again. Ryan Heaston will get 5 yards. Chase Kern makes another tackle here.
Yeah, from really the backside. The play before this, the dig play to Burton, they hit that 3 times in the game. Stop it. After the 2nd time, stop it.
Nick Mears reading it.
Yeah, this is a drag. This was supposed to be a pick, thinking we were going to be a man-to-man, blitzing them, because that's the look we gave. Again, give credit to the defensive staff. Great play by Nick Mears, playing with confidence.
One last chance on 4th and 8. Trey Carr's there, TJ Lally's there, ball game.
Yeah, and even if they complete that, I think we're going to tackle them 4th down. We told our guys 4th down, knock the ball down. So big win, exciting for the Jacks. My favorite formation, victory taken in.
All right, in second half, and really throughout the ball game, this is a glimpse of how good this offense can be, isn't it? With Winicky and with Schneider and with Zach Zenner and Lujan making plays. If you just eliminate the turnovers, this offense can be really, really good, can't it?
Eliminate the turnovers, eliminate the holding penalties. So it isn't like you reminded me 1st and 20, 2nd and 20. Those are impossible situations.
There were 7 times you were at least 1st and 15 in the ball game. You made a play, but then had a penalty and brought it back the other way.
Yeah, so. And undisciplined, out of position, trying to block really good players. I mean, it's a combination of things, but we've got to play better. That's the point.
But what a nice win, huh?
Oh, great win. Great crowd. We had a great crowd again. I appreciate everybody that shows up and to come back, which doesn't always happen, even if you're a good football team, to come back and win is special.
Well, we really have to give it up to this defense, Tom.
Yes.
A tremendous effort by this group. TJ Lally, of course, the leader of this defense. It's a given that he's going to be the guy, and he certainly was this past Saturday. Nick Mears, he had one of his best games as a Rabbit with 9 tackles. You can go right on down the line with Brown and Langer, Bobbitt and Gottlob, and of course Tavares coming up with plays as well. Chase Kern had a sack and a tackle for loss in his first start. Just a very spirited effort for this defensive unit in the second half that really set the tone for the team.
All right, we'll see if they can carry it over to Northern Iowa. We will take a look at the Panthers a little bit later, but they had the grand opening for the S-Jack on campus on Saturday. A quick peek at the big shiny blue finished product when we come back.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by BillionAuto.com.
Well, South Dakota State will have a new football stadium on campus in 2016, and that will follow on the heels of 2 other major building projects involving Jackrabbit football, the Dyke House Student Athletics Center that was completed back in 2010, and now the S-Jack, the Sanford Jackrabbit Athletic Complex. The school cut the ribbon on the new facility on Saturday.
What you're seeing here today is the work of a whole bunch of people with tremendous vision that have given us an opportunity to provide those experiences to our student athletes and future students for the next 50 years.
It is possible that other universities could build a complex similar to ours, but I know for a fact that those facilities will never compare. because our facility will be filled with athletes of the highest integrity, a community of supporters for life, and an entire university burning with Jackrabbit pride.
All right, it's a beautiful building. Obviously going to be a big deal for track. What about football?
Oh, it's a difference maker for the football program too, especially with the type of hopes that we have, aspirations of long, distant playoff pushes in the near future, to be able to come on inside late in November and be able to get some good work done in a facility that allows you to spread the team out and make things happen. It is a tremendous step forward for the athletic department as a whole.
All right, the Jackrabbit football team plays Northern Iowa this Saturday. The Panthers are doing some weird stuff at quarterback. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by BillionAuto.com.
Well, the Jackrabbits play at Northern Iowa on Saturday. The Panthers are coming off a 27-16 win over the University of South Dakota this past Saturday.
Well, one big thing that stands out from that, 7 sacks in that game, 2 interceptions. The Panther defense is a very athletic unit. They're going to be ready to make plays in the Unidome, which is a tough place to get into.
Offensively, they got into a 2-quarterback system, trading off literally almost every other play, and it sounds like they're going to stick with that against the Jackrabbits.
I think moving forward, that at least for the immediate future, I think the Panthers stay with this idea of using both guys. If it's not broke, you don't have to try and fix it. And when it was a little bit broke, they did fix it. So I think they're going to stay with it for a while.
Well, since the Jackrabbits joined the Missouri Valley in 2006, they are 0-4 at Northern Iowa. It is time to get it done. Check us out on SDS YouTube and Twitter. We'll see you next week on Jackrabbit Journal.